let's cut the bullshit. Diversity is good. Let's stop pretending like it's not. If you don't like diversity, I fear you are just a racist person. It's that simple. If you don't like diversity, you're just a racist. What bad does diversity do? I'll wait. All right. I don't even need to hear it. Nothing. Diversity is not a bad thing. And diversity is something that I feel like a lot of like I just want to say like neoconservatives, like a lot of neoconservative people, a lot of their beliefs, one of them aligns with not liking immigrants or not liking people of color. That's just racism. That's just racism with the extra steps. When people say, "Oh, I don't hate black people, I just hate the culture." Guess what? That is hating black people. Black culture is not the problem. Racism has been instilled into this entire nation. So I don't want to hear it about, oh, it's black culture. Huh? And then they'll be like, oh, well, the African people gave you guys the slaves. I don't care. I genuinely don't care, bro. Like, dead ass, that does not matter to me. If your first thought is that, like, oh, well, the Africans gave us slaves, and so they were bad too, brother. You're the first. Like, these are the same people that are the first to quote the Bible. Not very biblical of you, brother. Not very biblical. But I mean, but here's the thing, like, as a black person, whenever I see another black person, because I live in a state where there's not a lot of us, when I see them, it's like, that's my brother right there, that's my sister right there, that's my sibling, that's my cousin, you know? That's my auntie, that's my uncle. It's beautiful, you know? And I love when they reciprocate that energy. Just the other day at one of my jobs, there was this black couple. They came from Houston. They were talking about, like, you know, like they were visiting here and everything, and they were liking it, and they were talking about how Dallas is completely different than Fort Worth and everything. Like, it was, I just was overwhelmed with just like like euphoria. And then this black lady comes in. She has a shirt, and this is one of the greatest things I've ever seen. She's got a shirt, like, all I could read on it before it, because I was busy. All I was able to read was, "I am a black woman, and I am proud to be a black woman." That's what I saw on the shirt. There was more words, but I saw that, and I'm like, sister, it's great to see you up in this. It's great to see you up in this joint. I'm glad that you're having pride for who you are. And here's the thing. Whenever I say this, there's always some racist ass, like, 15-year-old white bitch boy talking about some, oh, well, why do you guys need that? You should need that too. You should be connected to where you came from too. Black people aren't the only people that have ever been enslaved. Black people aren't the only people that have ever struggled or experienced racism. You guys have too, but you guys aren't in tune with it the way we are. We're in tune with it because we see it and we feel it today. Like, listen, one of my good old coworkers, he's got a Swedish last name, and he was telling us a story of how he got the last name because his lineage isn't even Swedish, but they gave it to him, his great whatever grandfather, because he saved the guy. So they gave him a name that represented, like, stoic heroism, you know? That's good that you know that, dude. That's actually amazing. I need more people to be that way, you know? To know where your name came from, to know things about your culture. I know things about my culture. And that shouldn't be something explicit to just black people. Oh, black people just want to be so African coded. No, I just want to be in tune with who I am. Just because you're afraid of being who you are doesn't mean that I have to be that way too. I love being black, and I'm not going to stop loving being black. But you should love being white too, because you are a brother of mine as well. Like, this whole thing, like, this whole thing about, oh, y'all black people, you guys call each other brother and sister and stuff, and y'all call white people that. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We do that, actually. That's an insane generalization to just say, oh, like, we don't do that to white people. First of all, we do. And second of all, if we didn't, like, why would you care? You guys didn't even want us eating in the same restaurants as you. So why do you even care about that? Or when they'll say like, racism has gotten so much less of a problem nowadays. I just got called the N-word yesterday. Yesterday, I literally got called the N-word as I was walking by someone I've never spoken to, never seen in my life. And you want to talk about, oh, racism isn't that bad anymore? What? What? Like, huh? What? Are we living in the same world? Like, get out of here. I mean, and here's the thing. Black people aren't the only people that experience racism. Asian people have experienced racism for a long ass fucking time. There's like that stereotype of, Asian people quote unquote eating dogs and shit. Like, that's racist, bruh. That's fucking racist. That's racist. Or when people say ching chong, that's racist too. Yes, that is. And I don't care if it's a joke. I don't care if you didn't know. I don't care. Like, I don't care if you see anyone that looks Asian and that's your first thought. That's racist. It is. And that goes for any other stereotype. When people think black people are all criminals and all we do is listen to hip hop and smoke weed and beat on our women. What? Hello? I have never killed someone. So, like, and here's the thing. They will look at a black person and think that. And just think, oh, it's one of those kinds of people. What? Who are you? I could just as easily do that about white people. Just be like, oh yeah, it's a white man, and white men are the main people that commit crimes against children. Y'all don't like that, do you? Y'all don't like being generalized like that, do you? Okay, well, guess what? No one else does. White people aren't, like, not every white person is a child predator, but I will say a lot of white men are the child predators. So, but what does that even, like, mean? Like, that doesn't mean white people are predators. But they'll love to say, like, oh, well, black people commit most violence and stuff and everything like that. What? Huh? Huh? Like you can't just look at someone based off of their skin color and just make all these fuck-ass assumptions about them. When I see someone that's white, when I'm walking down the street, taking a walk or something, I don't give a shit. Like, I don't have any, like, first thoughts of, like, what kind of person they're gonna be. How am I supposed to know? Yes, there is, like, an instinctual, like, they're probably, like, thinking about something about me kind of thing. But that's just because I'm black and I know what that's like. I know what it's like for people to look at you up and down, or, like, hide their kids behind you, or assume that you don't know certain things. Like, dude, like, for example, me, I could tell you an entire emo timeline from 1985 up until, I want to say 2015 is where, like, that's, like, my main era. Like, I could go on and on about each wave and everything. But, like, people will look at me like, huh, wow. And my first thought is they probably are saying, huh, wow, because I'm black and, like, emo isn't, like, a black people music genre and stuff. And this is what I hate. When you stereotype people, when you stop stereotyping people, you become so much happier. Genuinely. When I was in middle school, I had a lot of negative stereotypes about black people because I was getting bullied for it. I got beat up because I was black. Like, I got called so many different names. What else happened to me? This one guy pretended to choke me out, like, in our friend group, and said I would do that to a hard R, and just, they're all laughing and stuff, or, like, they would make jokes about lynching black people, like, haha, that's so funny, that's hilarious, that's funny. That wasn't even 100 years ago, by the way. That wasn't even a century ago. Y'all are making jokes about this like as if this is, like, old stuff that, like, we can move past. We can't. We can't move past that. That's new. Like, come on, dude. Like, the Civil Rights Acts and everything, like, that's new, dude. That's not old. I have family members that were there for that. Like, excuse me? I have family members who were there for that. That's how recent that was. So yes, I'm going to be celebrating Juneteenth. And no, I'm not going to go back to where I came from. And I hate that they say that to Mexican people all the time. Or anyone that looks Hispanic. Like, you're just gonna assume that they weren't born here just because they look Hispanic or they're speaking Spanish. They should be allowed to speak Spanish here. They belong here just as much as we do. Excuse me? They don't add anything bad to this country. All they do is add elements of their culture. The United States is a melting pot of so many cultures, and Hispanic culture is deeply rooted in our country because we have, like, Mexico is literally right under us. They're literally right there. Literally right there. There's so many different foods, different kinds of music, different art styles, different clothing, all these things, hairstyles, so many things that were inspired by Hispanic culture and we adopted. I'm gonna give you a great example. Are you ready? The burrito. Wow. The like, or or let me think. Horchatas, tres leches, uh, like anything, dude. Taco Bell, bruh. Like, I'm not gonna say Taco Bell is authentic Mexican food, but here's my point. That was adopted from Mexican culture. We adopted that. We wouldn't have so many restaurants if it weren't for Hispanic culture. And for so many people to wish horrible things on these people, like, oh, I hope they get deported for any reason. Like, dude, that's not even a funny joke. I don't care if, like, you're joking, that's not funny because there are people whose entire lives are getting stripped away because of that. But, like, my point is that, like, there are so many different ways that everyone's culture that comes together and we implement different things from different people's cultures, and we need to do that because with diversity we are stronger. So when people say stuff like, oh well, or actually, before I even say that, y'all know what anime is, right? Did you think Americans invented that? No. Guess what? Diversity is what is the reason why that is so popular in the United States right now. Because people adopted that part of their culture and like, oh, I know that's cool. And they do that with all kinds of other things from various countries, all kinds of different places. I mean, even like even food from Europe like comes into this category too. So for the people saying, "Oh, it's just brown people that they're doing that too," no, no, no. Actually, by the way, everyone's culture has a place in this country. So I'm tired of people saying like, "Oh, we'll just go back to where you came from, or just leave." No, no, I no. Like, if it when people say just leave this country if it's so bad, that's not that's not the solution. The solution is fix the problems. You guys want to talk about how great this country is. Make it great. Prove to us that you want it to be great. I don't believe you. Like, I really don't. Or when people say like the official language is English, you guys need to speak English. It's not actually. It's not. It isn't. I hate to break it to you, Paul or Mark or whatever your white boy name is. Uh, English is not the official language of the United States. English is it's a common language spoken by many people, but I advise people to learn different languages. I want to learn Spanish so bad, and usually I just pick up on like what people say at both of my jobs because a lot of Hispanic people come in or people who speak Spanish come in all the time. I can usually communicate with them decently, but I wish that I could do it better. And I think everyone should have that mindset, no matter where the other person's from. Like, imagine like being able to like speak a second, third, fourth language, and like you can interact with so many more people. That's good. That's a good thing actually. We need that in this country. We actually do. Or when people say like, oh well, like I never had to deal with racism. Brother, you're a raccoon, bruh. No, quit tap dancing for them white people, bro. They're not gonna treat you better. You're don't become a token. You're a human being. You're not a token. I don't care if you didn't have to experience racism the way other people did. That doesn't mean that they didn't have to. Cause guess what, bud? They did. I did. I experienced a lot of racism. I still do. And there's nothing that like I can do to make people not be racist. But there is one thing that you can do. Don't be a token. Don't give them a reason. Don't give them like an excuse to be racist. because they will use you as their excuse. If you become like the one of the good ones or whatever, they don't give a shit what they say. They don't. And I'm not saying all white people are racist. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is that, like, it is often a white man. Anyways, I'm gonna go to bed.